Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Fandom, fun, funny.
Hey, this is Tom Payne, and you're listening to KJ and the Kind of Nerdy Girls.
Oh, you guys, it's a new year. So just in case someone's like, hey, my New Year's resolution is to listen to podcasts, how would you describe our show? Producer Jana.
Well, it's a lot of catastrophic. Honestly, our show is mostly agreeing to disagree on things.
Y'all agree and disagree with me just to disagree.
See, and sometimes it's me and KJ against Katie, and then sometimes it's Katie and KJ against me, and sometimes it's me and Katie against KJ.
And then sometimes producer Patches.
And he always supports me.
Yes,
I do.
He clearly loves Katie.
I'm clearly Team Katie.
Garbage because he's married to me.
Right.
Well, I'm right, so.
He has no loyalty. Zero loyalty.
I'm a podcast whore.
It's okay. We call that a work husband.
Katie, what kind of things do we talk about on the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast?
Well, it depends. Are we still considered a tech podcast?
We definitely don't talk about technical things.
We're not tech.
We're not.
For a while there, we were a tech podcast. Not sure how and or why.
But it was like Apple was like, hey, these girls
Did we
seem
mention
like
technology
geniuses.
like one time?
They clearly never listened because we are not geniuses.
Can't figure out space either. We talk a lot of video games, TV shows, movies, other podcasts.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans a lot.
So let's get into a momentous occasion here on the Kind of Nerdy Girls. Aaron and I, you are here to hear Jana's first thoughts on watching Star Wars. She has never watched Star Wars. She did not tell me that she was going to do this.
I was trying to keep it a secret, but then I couldn't hold all my questions in.
Yeah. So
did you start? Did you start in the correct, proper? Not the prequels, right? You didn't start with the prequels, did you?
Whatever episode 1 is,
dude. She started with the prequels.
Okay, look. Okay, let me tell you why I did such a thing.
Okay, hang on. Before you get into your explanations, I want to read the.
She's gonna read the messages.
Read the message. So I'm going about my day, doing kitty consultations and Kind of Nerdy Girl stuff, and I get a text from Jana that says, "So Anakin is in love with Padme because WTF? She's like damn near old enough to be his mom. And what is he? 16? I'm getting all the bad vibes from him." I started watching Star Wars, by the way.
Wait, is that episode 2? Because episode 1, he's 6 years old, right?
Oh yeah, no, I was texting her when I was watching episode 2.
Oh, okay.
She got through episode 1 and was okay. But yeah. I'm like, I literally responded, "Oh, sweet holy sky, please start Star Wars with the prequels."
Okay, so I started with the prequels.
I was so upset.
I hate to watch things out of order.
Okay.
It stresses me to literally no end to watch things out of order. That's just like an OCD thing that like even with Supernatural, like that episode where Jeffrey Dean Morgan came back or like the Scooby Natural episode, I wasn't caught up on the show to get up to those episodes. Mm-hmm. But KJ was like, they don't have anything to do with the plot line, so you can watch them. But it like hurt me because I was watching them out of order. And it was really throwing me off. So I was like, so I Googled it anyway, too. I asked Google, I was like, what is the correct way to watch the Star Wars movies? And it was like,
wrong.
It said you can watch them 1 through whatever. And it gave me like the whole list. But Disney Plus also has them in, if you scroll like all the way over on the Star Wars thing, it's like all the way at the end, it's like 1, 2, 3, and then whatever that movie was, I can't remember, and then so on and so forth. But I have to watch things in order. I can't stand the whole
Jana.
No, I can't. It physically would hurt me to watch 4, 5, 6 and then go 1, 2, 3. Like,
no,
it was
you skip 1, 2, 3.
You don't watch 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Too bad.
We totally skip prequels. No prequels. They don't exist.
No.
They
I have
didn't
to know what
happen.
happens in the beginning.
No, you don't. It gives nothing to the story.
First of all, y'all not gonna tell me how I'm gonna watch movies, okay? I am a 25-year-old woman, and I do what I want. If I want to watch the freaking prequels to Star Wars, I will.
Listen, young lady, I want to take it back a little bit. When you have a question about something nerdy, especially Star Wars, you don't ask Google. You ask me.
Well, I didn't know what you were doing.
Oh, but you were fine to just blow me up in the middle of the day and with your Anakin talk when I can't even deal with it. I would have been like,
I also hate Anakin, by the way. I'm not even done with episode 2 yet, and he sucks.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
seriously.
Yeah.
Also, y'all, can y'all please? I know that this literally has nothing to do with the plot line, but you guys know that I don't really ask plot line questions. I only get worried about things that really don't matter in the movies. You know, like clothing and haircuts and stuff like that. That's me. Literally, what is with this Jedi haircut? He's got like a ponytail that's like this big in the back, but he's got like a kind of a buzz cut up here, and then he's got this one long ass braid going down the front of his ear. And I'm like, what? Who cut your hair? Who hated you enough to do this? And homie was just walking around with it. Yeah, I'm the shit. Look at me and my dope. No, stop it. That's terrible. I just want to take a razor and just go right across his head. God, oh my God. That stresses me to no end. It makes me so mad. I mean, at least Liam Neeson, like he had the long hair and, you know, or everyone else has the short hair or they're bald or they're, you know, a Yoda and they don't really have, you know, got old people sparks of hair on their head. And it was just making me so mad because I was like, y'all really thought that this looked good?
I've got Giancarlo Esposito on the phone with me. You may know him as Gus from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. His films include Malcolm X, Do the Right Thing, The Usual Suspects, and so many more. And as a kind of nerdy girl, I am so excited to talk to you about The Mandalorian. Woo!
Yes. I'm excited to be with you. I can hear your excitement, and it's palpable. Boy, I love this Mandalorian show. It's sort of taken everyone by storm all over the world.
Does your villain character really think he is the villain?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, you know, I've played a few villains before, and what I love about the kind of illumination that came to me playing a villain is human. A villain that, you know, it's just a matter of whether that villain is existing, the characters exist in a light space or a dark space. And so what did you do to piss me off? To be in the dark space. So I try to bring some human elements, you know, to what I do, to allow people to see that you can make a choice. You can make a choice to be light or dark, sort of an analogy for our world. And certainly in Star Wars, we're afforded the ability to be connected to mythology. And the power of myth is really strong. And I know that George Lucas had a connection to Joseph Campbell. Mythological stories about journeys and overcoming obstacles and challenges are powerful for people. And so I'm head over heels to be not only a part of this franchise, but to be delivering a message that gives you a full view of what your choices could be in life. And so I feel like I love Mando, the Mando character, because he's so in service to the child. You know, he's in service. He's a warrior. And in our lives, we go on a journey and we're either in service to ourselves or to others. And so that particular piece of our show allows a deeper view into what the world could be if we were all on the same page. And if we're not.
So Chris Evans update. Chris Evans update. He was trending because apparently among his talents, he can also play piano. And that was a beautiful thing. If you haven't seen it yet.
It was beautiful.
So, and it triggered me. This is what reminded me about my dream. And I was like, oh my gosh, I never told anyone about this dream. I didn't even tell Patches. This was like, this is fresh content for the kind of nerd.
I can't wait for him to hear this.
Okay. You know, he's never going to hear this. So
that's true. In
our dreams, there's no pandemic, right? So we go to New York Comic Con, me and Jonna and Katie. And we are like, we get our press passes and we're all excited. And so we got off the plane and we got our passes and everything. And we're going to check into our hotel. And we get there and they're like, the hotel has been overbooked. We're so sorry. And we're freaking out. We're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We're going to be homeless in New York and we're not going to be. And so we're all freaking out. And they said, but we have had some people offer to share hotel rooms if you would be willing to bunk with other people. And we're like, why not? Like, whatever we got to do. We're at New York Comic Con. We need some place to sleep. They put us in Chris Evans' suite. So like we go up the elevator and we got the the special key that you only have to like go up, like so that you can get and the suite opens up and Chris Evans is sitting on this like badass, it's not a sectional, Jonna, but it was a badass sectional. And he's like, how you doing, ladies? Come on in. We're all in this together. And we're like, what? He's like, yeah. And, he's introducing himself. And we're like, we know who you are. We know who you are. We're totally going to hang out with you, New York Comic Con. This is going to be awesome. And so, so listen. So like he threw a party, but Dodger was there. So like, yay. And it was great. Like it was so real. Like I was like in Dodger's face, like, who's a good dog? You're a good dog. So listen, we get ready to go. Day one, New York Comic Con, right?
I'll cry.
Okay, and there's one shower in Chris Evans' suite. Okay, it's a badass pad, right? Chris was a gentleman, and he let us all shower first, and then he showers and he comes out and he's walking around in a towel, and in my dream, we're all fine with that. Like we're so tight at this point that it's like he's our brother, and so it's like, oh no, normal. That's that he's terrible. Yeah, I know, Jonna. I know. So you and Katie are going ahead, and Chris asked me to stay back for a second.
I would never let that happen. I would never let that happen.
It's not knowing where you think it's going. It's like, like Chris Evans in a towel. I'm like, you guys got to go. And because he wants to be alone with me. He gets dressed and he sits down on the bed and he says, I don't know what to do, KJ. I'm so nervous. Tonight I'm debuting my band. And we haven't performed in front of anyone. And he pours his heart out to me about how nervous he is that he and his band are going to play a gig tonight and they've never played in front of anyone. And he gets his guitar out and he's like strumming his guitar. And you guys, it wasn't good. Okay.
Oh man.
So listen, so I pep talked him and I totally like lied to him and told him that it was going to be great. I went to the show and somehow like he's like, I got to thank my friend KJ who gave me the courage to get up here tonight. And this is my band. This is what I've always wanted to do. I love acting, but I want to be in a band and we're going to play tonight. And he rocked it and he did great.
I am dead. God.
Dumbest dream.
That's the best dream I've ever heard in my entire life.
We had so
We're putting this on our Patreon right now.
Oh my God, Jonna, you and me and Katie, we were in the front row, like, and we're like jamming. It was like totally outdated 90s stuff. I was kind of, like it was not good, but he rocked it. I'm proud of him.
I'm deceased.
So then when I saw his Instagram story and he's playing the piano, I'm like, oh, he's better at piano than he is at guitar. But then I remember that it was just a dream, that he was really bad at guitar in my dream.
I am dead.
Like, shit, I never told anyone that we went to New York Comic Con. We shared a hotel room with Chris Evans. And I gave him a pep talk about even though how he sucked, he should chase his dreams and perform with his band.
I want you to know that my three favorite parts of that were, one, when we go into his hotel room, he's like, hey guys, what's up? I'm Chris Evans. Like, we don't already know that, number one. Number two, when he's walking around in town, you're like, we're just fine with that. Like, obviously, I would be just fine with that, okay? I would not complain at all. And then three, the whole band thing, it just made me think of What's Your Number when he was in that band.
the dumbest dream. And
That's the best dream.
And man,
Oh,
you guys,
God.
we had all the snacks. Like Chris Evans he provided everything. There was a point where you guys went to the machines and you came back because you wanted Coke, and he only had Pepsi products. And I was like, oh my God. Chris, you're not even going to understand. Just let him
Now
go.
it's a nightmare.
Right. Pepsi. Ew.
So anyway, that's my brain. What you're about to hear is a very special guest. If you have been watching Ozark, you know that Sam has had quite an interesting season 3, and you're waiting anxiously to see what happens in season 4. Kevin L. Johnson, who plays Sam on Ozark, joins the Kind of Nerdy Girls. Here it is, and of course, it begins with an interruption from one of my cats. Yes. All right. We are recording. Yeah, of course. Like literally right now, she's running around my office finding every loose wire that she could possibly play with. Thank you,
I
Melody.
just wonder when pets are going to get tired of us being around all day, like.
They probably are already.
So you have a cat, don't you, Kevin?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to find something to do on social media. My roommate has 3 cats. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I've gotten the white and black one is McFly, which is a girl.
Nice.
And then the brown one is Bevo, which is a boy. And then she's also got one called Marty, who's also a girl, but she's kind of a scaredy cat.
Big Back to the Future
Marty.
fan.
Yeah, exactly. Marty McFly. Yes.
We're doing a story on what people really call their pets, because everybody seems to have a name for their pet, and then they call them other nicknames, like Melody here, who's trying to disrupt our show. Her name is, well, we call her Boppy more than we call her Melody, because she bops around the house. Do you have any, and they can be vulgar if you need to. Do you have any names for these cats that aren't their proper names?
Well, my roommate calls her cat, at least McFly, she would call her Chicken. So she'd go, Chicken. And for some reason, I started saying McChicken. I guess because McFly, so I would go, I'd be like, McChicken. So now McFly responds to that. And then Marty, I see the cat behind you.
There she is.
We both call her Marty Bear because Haley was calling her Marty Bear, so it just kind of stuck with me too.
You went with it.
And then Bevo, I don't really have a nickname for Bevo. Haley might though.
Okay.
I just say Bevo.
Foo, choo, choo. It's time for Katie's gaming update.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you guys. 2 big new games coming out in, gosh, I don't even know what day it is. A couple of weeks. November 10th, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
It's my birthday.
Yep.
Assassin's Creed says happy birthday. Woo woo.
And then the 12th, so 2 days later, is Spider-Man Miles Morales. So, yeah. So it's supposed to take place a year after Marvel's Spider-Man game.
Okay.
It's coming out on PS4 and PS5. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. November 12th. If I had to choose between the two, I'm more excited about Assassin's Creed.
Well,
that's
you hate Spider-Man,
yeah.
so.
Yeah. Of all the Spider-Mans, Miles Morales is the best one.
I love Miles. He was really
He's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that one's going to be exciting. And then they have like different versions of it that you can pre-order for both games, because that's just how it works from here on out.
What is different versions?
You can get the game. So like the Spider-Man game, for example, has the regular standard edition, which is $50. And then it has the ultimate edition, which is $20 more. And it includes DLC and like extra stuff for the game.
What's DLC?
Downloadable content.
Downloadable content. You know,
I'm glad you asked. I was just gonna act like I knew what that was. Like, yeah, totally.
It's usually.
That is.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna splurge for the DLC. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's usually 2 different kinds of DLC for games. There's like content where it adds extra quests or extra things to do in the game or extra story or whatever. And then there's additions or add-ons where it's like, oh, you get extra guns or you get extra outfits or you get extra whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it normally worth spending the extra money?
I think it depends. If it's story, I'll probably buy it, especially if I've played that game a lot and whatever. So like I replayed Fallout New Vegas this morning and it has 4 DLC for it, which have extra story. And it's like hours and hours and hours of extra game. And I 100% will pay for that every time.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, in TV, if you got a bonus season, you're going to watch that. Right?
It's like the director's edition of a game.
Tell me about the Alaskan bush people.
So get this. So
Yes.
get this. There's this family that decided, for some reason, to live in the wilderness of Alaska.
Mhm.
The bush, if you will.
The bush.
And they have 7 children, which is a lot of children.
That's too many.
So
They
many.
need a lot of bush.
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
And then I've been watching it because, like...
Do they each have, like, their own bush that they live
No,
in?
but they have their own, like, nicknames. Like, one of them is named Bear.
Okay.
I'm like, oh.
Bear Bush.
Yeah. So there's, like...
Is their last name Bush?
I guess. No, I think it's Brown.
We're the bush people. We live in the bushes.
No, they
Our
live in
name is
Alaska.
Bush.
Bear Brown Bush.
I don't know. They live in the White House. I
Little
don't know.
bush, big bush,
I don't know.
baby bush,
But I'm very
spice bush, hash
confused
bush,
by this show.
ginger bush. Joining us, special guest Chad Michael Collins. You know him as Alex from Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and from the Sniper movies. And he is back by your request to celebrate over 100 episodes of The Kind of Nerdy Girls.
I was really lucky with Alex in Call of Duty, as opposed to, you know, our friend actor Barry Sloan. He had to play Captain Price. And Captain Price is famous on the first 3 Modern Warfares. He's like the most popular character from that stuff. So he had to come in and pay homage to the old, but he also had to make it his own. That's hard to do as an actor. I got lucky with Alex, like clean slate. You get to start from scratch, kind of do this how you guys decide to do it from day one. So I really like the idea of those B characters in the Marvel and DC universes, just because there's no pressure.
And even, you know, if you remember when they announced that the first Iron Man movie, I was questioning, do enough people, like I know Iron Man, do enough people know Iron Man to care about this?
Honestly, wasn't that amazing? Like the one that broke the mold was Iron Man. And I'm like, I read Iron Man in the 80s. Trust me, they never ran out of stock. Like I could always get an Iron Man comic. It wasn't that popular. Like, so the fact that Robert Downey Jr. came in there and crushed it and like launched 1,000 ships, like it's even more a testament to those geniuses at Marvel who got it so right with their cinematic universe. Because I mean, I don't think if you went back 20 years ago and be like, listen, we're going to change the world with comic book movies, and it's going to start with Iron Man, I think somebody would have got laughed out of the room.
Right.
That idea to them.
Right. I remember thinking, I'm not even going to get excited for what's ahead because this is probably not going to work.
Yeah. Oh man. It worked. It worked so well. And here we are. 20 movies later?
I have to tell you, Jana and Katie are sitting on the other side of the screen chuckling because Katie hates Iron Man.
Wow.
Hates him.
Okay.
Sorry. It's okay if we just
all have our favorites,
right?
He's the least favorite.
Well, you know what? Let's play our game with Chad, since we know he's into the Marvel universe. We play a game. Yes, yes. Now it's a little more PG-13 than the original because sometimes we do have kids who listen to our show. So it's Wed, Work With, and Wipe Out. The Marvel edition. So it's who would you marry? Who would be the best, member of the Marvel universe to be a coworker? And then you got to wipe out somebody good. You can't just be like, I'm wiping out Thanos.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. Wed, I was a huge X-Men fan. So, oh gosh, which one do I go with? I've got 2 really great options. Storm and Jean Grey. Whoa.
Oh, both good options.
I should have them fight for the honor, right?
Fair.
Yes.
They just both look at each other and walk away. Like, why?
Yeah, you can have them.
Not a good proposal. But we'll go with Jean Grey, classic. I had such a crush on Famke Janssen when she showed up in the old Bryan Singer X-Men movies. I was like, oh, so good. So we'll go Jean Grey on Wed. So the next one is what?
Work With.
work with.
Yes.
In terms of a superhero in the Marvel Universe, who would I want to work with? Punisher works alone. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, but it would be so great if you could be his sidekick, right?
That's very true. Wolverine's a little grumpy. He'd be less fun. So I would probably say Spider-Man, because I had all 4 of the Spider-Man titles. Spectacular, Web, Amazing. What was the 4th one? I loved them all, and they were fantastic. And the coolest thing about Spider-Man was even when he was getting his butt kicked by Green Goblin or Dr. Octopus or whatever else, he's always making jokes. He's always quipping. He was always, you know, whether he was winning or losing, he always kind of had this sense of humor about it. And I just always loved that. It's just, I think that'd be a really fun teammate because he'd keep me endlessly entertained.
Yes. All right. Who are you going to wipe out?
You said it has to be a good guy?
Yeah. No villains.
Oh, who am I going to wipe out?
Otherwise, it's too easy.
My gosh. That is a really hard one. Who am I going to wipe out that is actually a good guy?
Katie has wiped out Iron Man, just so you know.
That's easy.
Well, since I'm going to, I guess, marry Jean Grey, I got to wipe out Cyclops. You know, I gotta go with Wolverine on this one and you know, get rid of the love triangle.
Makes sense.
So,
yeah, take out the competition.
the funny thing is like my DNA, my makeup, like I'm kind of like a Cyclops in real life. Like he's dependable, he's smart, he's a leader, he will do the thing that you need. So I feel like I am more of that archetype, just, you know, I'm more of a Leonardo than a cool guy like a Michelangelo and Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
So it kind of pains me to have to kill Cyclops, but Jean Grey, sorry.
Can we talk about KJ's big news, whereas John Cena followed her on Twitter? Excuse me. Can we talk about it? Because I thought it was a total joke. KJ like sent a screenshot. I was like, I don't think that's true. There's not a blue check next to his name. And she went to his profile, and there you have it.
I know.
Big old
I was
blue
like,
check right next to his name.
Like, I wouldn't check that first before I sent it to you, Jonna. Come on. Who do you think I am? It's very nerve-wracking. So now I don't know why he followed me, but I know that my tweets will come up in his feed. And I don't know that I will impress John Cena with my cat tweets. Like, he's all like, his whole Twitter feed is all inspirational and, you know, making your life the best and all of these wonderful things. And I'm like, here's my cat under the Christmas tree.
Every time I have a weird dream, I Google it because I'm like, what does this mean?
Well, I've given up because, you know, one of my recurring dreams was that Big Bird and Snuffleupagus kidnapped my mom and drove off in a red convertible with her. Yeah, you Google that. You Google that, okay? Do you not know that,
Patches? Psychic about that.
No, this is the first time in almost 20 years I've heard of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
I'm so happy about this.
I have not had that dream. I have not had that dream since
I did not mean to derail this, John. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm glad it got derailed. This is hilarious.
I have not had that dream since my mother passed away, but all the way through my entire life, and it would traumatize me as a kid. So we grew up on a farm on rural Route 2, and I would dream that I was going into the shed where like all the tractors were, and that I was looking for my mom, and I'm crying, and I'm like, mommy, mommy, mommy. And my entire life, I would have this dream over and over, and I was still the little girl in the dream, like the still little girl crying. And I would like look around the tractors and see this amazing, like beautiful red convertible. But the doors at that point would open to the big shed, and there would be light, and it was Big Bird and Snuffleupagus in the front seat. And right, this doesn't make sense because Big Bird and Snuffleupagus are not fitting in the front seat of a convertible. But my mom like peeks her head up from the back, and she's like all tied up, and she's screaming, help me, save me, Carrie, help me. And I'm reaching for her and running after the red convertible as Big Bird is waving like this evil like look, like waving as he and Snuffleupagus drive away with my mother. Please Google what that dream means.
I need you to go talk to like a psychic or like a dream interpreter because I need to know what this means. Apparently, Big Bird and Snuffleupagus are like really bad people to you because they kidnapped your mom. Like,
right? And I really liked Big Bird and Snuffleupagus. I love that Big Bird had an imaginary friend. Like they were a couple of my favorites. But in the dream, and they're like puppet eyes. They're like they got like the evil eyebrows. They're looking back at me like evil Big Bird and evil Snuffleupagus. And it's like it ruined Sesame Street for me. And it never stopped until my mother passed away. I would have that dream probably
sweet God.
at least once or twice a year. I had that dream. Woo, 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 woo. Joining us right now from Broken Lizard, Steve Lemme and Kevin Heffernen.
Hi, KJ.
We have to address, and I'm sure you've talked about it 1,000 times, so thank you for letting us ask again, about how the whole meow challenge thing came about. Because it literally, when I went to Facebook and said, do you guys have any questions? Dawn said, let me think for a few meownits. Nicole said, can you ask them right meow? Martin said, what projects do they have right meow? Like every single question had meow in it. Is there, I mean, what is that like for you guys to, you know, is there a story behind that you can share of how that came up and what it's like for you to have it continue to be such a big part of Broken Lizard?
Yeah, it is amazing that it took on that life because it was really born in just 5 of us sitting around a hotel room, probably like 3 o'clock in the morning, having a little fun and throwing out some silly thing about a guy who, you know, talked to a cat. And it just has turned into this thing now where like people do it in interviews and we see professional athletes do it on TV, and it's really become a funny thing for us. And it's always really fun to see people do it.
You guys, I have, as I'm talking to you, I wish we could see each other because I have 5 cats. I'm the kitty correspondent for Pet Pals TV. The meow thing is a regular thing in my life. Sabrina, the recap.
Okay.
You.
So apparently, like, it's broken up into like 3 like subsections. Okay. One of them is called the Herald of Hell.
Are you just reading this to me? Do you not remember what happened either?
I kind of remember, but like I don't remember. Like I know that Zelda married Father Blackwood. What?
I knew that was. Oh yeah, I remember that was happening.
Like the baby was getting the baby like got kidnapped or something.
Okay, yeah.
And then
you guys,
something happened.
Our brains are terrible.
Which one was Zelda? Is she the one that the lady that was in Wonder
Satan.
Woman, or the other
Satan.
one?
Oh, that's right.
It's all Satan.
It's
He
all
was
Satan?
hot. I think he wanted to marry Sabrina or something like that.
Yeah, right. Isn't
Yeah.
that what she was? Oh, yes, that's what she was supposed to be doing, right? Like,
Yeah, she's supposed to marry like the devil or
she's
whatever.
supposed to marry the Dark Lord.
Hell yeah, get with the Lord of Hell. Hell yeah.
But she's dating Nick, the warlock, who I don't know if I like him or not.
I don't.
Like he's like hot or whatever, but I just don't know if
Did he betray her somehow? Are they still together?
I think they're together still.
Oh my God.
I don't remember.
So anyway.
Maybe we need to watch season 2 again.
Oh, choo-choo-choo, woo-hoo. We found out in quarantine, celebrities are just like us. It was super fun to talk with Tom Payne from Prodigal Son. Love that show. And we actually had a call. The connection wasn't great. He was across the pond, but it was still great to talk to him. And he, like us, was finding things to do while he stayed safe at home.
We live in a pretty quiet neighborhood, and I have all these big tall trees that I need to start chopping down, and I have a lot of stuff to do.
That's so funny, Tom. Right before we were talking, I was looking out the window thinking, I could probably trim those trees myself.
Listen, I bought all of the climbing equipment. I'm ready to get up in there.
No way. Listen, Tom, if you do this, if you trim your trees, you need to get your video camera out. We want a YouTube video of trimming trees with Tom Payne.
You know, I hadn't even thought about that, but that's a great idea.
We love Supernatural on the Kind of Nerdy Girls. As a matter of fact, if you go back in our episodes, we've talked with Misha Collins, Ruth Connell, Richard Speight Jr. We love being a part of the Supernatural family, and we certainly had plenty of feelings about the 15th and final season. In my garage, sitting outside, socially distanced with producer Jonna. And it was about an hour and a half before the finale of Supernatural. So
before my life was ruined.
I kind of predicted how I was going to feel, which was raging.
Oh no!
Yes, I actually said in the podcast, what if we just like really hate it, and then we have to do a bonus rage episode?
And here we are.
There is one meme that I'm seeing that is not making me sad or ragey, and that is the meme of Sam's wig.
That's the only thing from that episode I've seen.
I just want to say that Sam did not get old man enough for me because he still looked hella buff even with his gray hair. And I was like, whose grandpa do you know that looks like that? Nobody. I don't know anyone's grandpa or dad who looks like that and they have all that gray hair. Like, what the hell?
I've been waiting for some sort of explanation. Like, it pains me to look at anything supernatural related, but I'm waiting for someone to explain the wig.
They won't. It's just gonna be left there for everyone just to talk shit about. That's all it's gonna be. It literally looks like they just put it on top of his head and was like, "Go, we're filming right now. Walk on set."
I mean, it sounds like, from what I've seen, they probably just like that was the last scene they shot, and they're like, "All right, let's hurry up. We haven't paid past our deposit. Got to finish this one shot."
I mean, they could have took it out of the bag the day before and had it on like a mannequin head so it could like loosen up a little bit. It just looks so stiff. Yeah, something.
What was it even doing on the set? What was that horrible wig?
Who bought that?
Who did that? Here are some things that I forgot that we talked about that were really funny and not always kind of nerdy. I just got done listening to our episode where we got talking about the Dick's bags.
I was just thinking about that the other day. Your accent or whatever.
Because I am from Wisconsin, and the first grocery store that ever carried plastic bags. Yes, I'm young enough, old enough to remember
plastic bags. Yeah, they went out of style last year. It's okay.
I remember when plastic bags were the new bag.
Oh, instead of paper.
Yeah, and
you had to carry your stuff like an animal.
They both suck.
And our supermarket was called Dick's Supermarket after
this story makes me laugh
Dick,
every time.
the guy that owned the supermarket.
I'm gonna cry.
And so
go on.
Plastic bags were known as Dick's bags.
Ask her what the frequent shopper card was called.
You really need to go back and listen to the episode.
First,
I know what it's called.
Did you have people ask for them by name?
Dick's bags?
Yeah. Can I get a Dick's bag, please?
Yes. So understand that, like, okay, let's say I was going to put some leftovers in a bag for someone to take home.
You need a Dick's bag.
I would say, honey, grab me a Dick's bag. And that was a totally normal thing to say.
Were they multifunctional?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was literally just a plastic bag.
Did it even say the name on it?
It said Dick's on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't, I didn't call a Walmart bag.
That's not a Dick's bag.
A Dick's bag.
You know what? Dick's Sporting Goods, you could call those Dick's bags.
Oh, yeah. So, you know what I mean? Technically, you can still get Dick's bags.
Patches. Tell us about the frequent shoppers card.
Okay. It really never gets old.
It did.
I love it.
This is my favorite story.
Dick's Supermarket was extremely...
Is Dick's still open?
Yeah.
I think there's still Dick's.
Can you still get the frequent shopper
Dick's
card?
in Wisconsin.
We should go to Wisconsin. Go to Dick's.
I can't
You said that last time we talked about this.
I know, and we haven't been yet. It's been a whole year.
Yes, so you can go back and hear. And Kitsy was a part of this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of snorting she was doing, laughing.
Here, I'll fill in for her.
So just real quickly, Dick, the owner of Dick's Supermarket, was clearly ahead of his time because even though loyalty programs are like a regular thing now and everybody has one, there was no such thing as a loyalty program anywhere where I grew up until Dick thought about how it would be great to offer savings to people who were a member of the Dick's Insider Club. And yes, you can Google this and see the Dick's Insider card that you would carry in your wallet and the Dick's Insider billboards that were up all over our county.
Who's his marketing person?
Encouraging
They
you
did a
to be
great
a
job.
Dick's Insider.
You should give him a raise. I feel like every year we should just bring this,
But
this
it's
story
so
up.
like it does its job. It's so memorable.
We should all get Dick's Insider cards.
Well, you can no longer get Dick's Insider cards.
What, they changed the name?
Because when they realized, like, wow, all the college kids are super into the Dick's Insider Club,
Patches is gonna bust a blood vessel.
they realized why the college kids were so excited.
You mean he didn't know and it was all like on purpose?
And then it was quickly changed to the Dick's Supermarket Savings Club.
Oh, that's lame.
Lame.
But it will always be the Dick's Insider to me.
Hashtag bring back the Dick's Insider Club.
Wah, wah, wah. Now's a really good time for that Chris Evans update that even he wasn't expecting. I feel like all that we have done this year to celebrate Chris Evans, that it was only right that he do something very special on my birthday.
He loves us. That's why he loves us.
On my birthday, to make sure that he shares his love back with us.
And he did.
Yeah,
sorry.
I want to be
very loved after.
Okay, I want to go around first. Well, I mean, I can ask Patches too. Did everyone here look at the picture?
Yes.
Yes, Dibs. Yes.
Shelly, you looked at it?
Yes.
Patches?
I think I saw it
I
first
haven't
in the
actually.
group.
Okay.
I think I was the first one to see it.
I think
Okay.
you were too, Jonna, for sure.
So I'm going to sit here on my high horse and tell you
Whatever.
guys.
Don't act like you ain't look.
I did not look. I did not.
It was
No.
in our text group.
I know. And I
specifically scrolled past it. She's
I
like,
scrolled
"Nope."
past it. I was like, I have too much respect for this man.
I respect
No, you are missing out.
Well,
I don't even understand. I don't even understand.
You know, guys, I mean, I've gone back and forth. I've had moments where I'm like, because I know it's in our group text and I could look anytime, but I was like, I can't do it. I'm respecting.
You're going to save it for a special day or
we're going to start counting the days in quarantine, how long it takes to break me to finally look.
Is that going to be
I
like
say
a
on your
Christmas
wedding
gift
anniversary.
to yourself?
Yeah, why not?
Ooh,
Yeah.
a Christmas gift.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it was already like a birthday gift.
You guys, on Christmas this year, we need to keep like just spamming our text group with that picture to KJ.
Oh, it's starting now. What are you talking about? I can sneak it in there and blow it up. Not
Just randomly posting it in there.
I guarantee you'll. You know, just to be a good husband, what I will probably end up doing when Christmas comes around, I'll print out a picture and cut it out and make an ornament out of it. Yep,
Yes.
and then put it on the tree for.
Yeah,
Like,
several
there
of
you go.
them. Have
Yeah.
the Chris Evans tree.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Chris Evans tree could look very different this year.
What's that?
No.
The Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon thing. Where it's my, excuse my language, guys. It's the dick in the box. That's
Dick in
what
the
it
box.
should be.
This is a great gift.
Okay, so I am not going to look. I just am not, unless you force it on me, which is rude.
No, it's not.
Oh man, just wait when I come to your house. I'm gonna be like, oh KJ, look at this picture that I took. Look how cute I am, and then just put it right in your face.
That's rude. If you love me and if you love Chris Evans,
I
you
do
will not interfere in our respectful relationship that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
But can we talk about how magically it was handled by his friends and him and the ultimate mic drop at the end?
It was so great.
Yeah. And I do feel like maybe moving forward there will be, because that's, I mean, can you imagine if you did that, right? Like,
Oh, I could totally see myself doing that. To be perfectly honest.
It's like the worst. It's like your worst nightmare when you're on social media that you're going to accidentally grab something from your phone that you don't mean to. Not that, you know, there's like a lot of body part pictures on everybody's phone, but even like screenshots of dumb text messages or anything, a bad photo, you're like, oh, I look really dumb there. What if I accidentally posted that? But then to have it be this, I'm sure he was just horribly mortified. But what a fantastic way to handle it. Though.
Yeah. So what was the progression of that? Because I all I heard was, hey, there's a Chris Evans crank shot. So
I've never heard that phrase before.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me text the episode title. Hey, there's a Chris Evans crank shot.
Literally so many streaming apps now.
It's too much.
That I'm just like, where can I watch all of this for free right now? That's all I need.
Well, and speaking of apps,
yes, it was going to come up. We have a dilemma, Jonna.
Why?
We're going to go back up to 11 services.
The Kind of Nerdy Network knows if you join us on Friday nights or if you listen to our podcast on a regular basis, please do follow, subscribe, Kind of Nerdy Girls, where you get your podcast. Thank you.
What a quick plug.
Thank you. That we have a problem in our house, and it's mostly Patches, and he can't stop getting streaming apps.
Man,
this is all true.
Okay.
And so I put my foot
you just
down.
gonna take that?
No, I can't refute truth.
That's true.
Are we still paying for CBS All Access? When was the last time we accessed that?
I watch NCIS on that.
We have we need no access.
My grandma used to watch NCIS.
Oh, yay.
You hear that, Patches?
I do like NCIS, though.
I feel so
I'm
much
not caught
better
up, but
about
I love
myself.
it.
Thank you.
I do love NCIS. I love Mark Harmon.
Yeah,
He
but
is
do
me.
we need to pay $14 a month so that Patches can watch Mark Harmon reruns?
It's not $14 a month. It's $4 a month, or like
No,
$5 a month.
it's
CBS
more
All
than
Access.
that. It's more
I got
than
the
that.
base package.
There's no base package. You either get CBS All Access. It's not CBS Some Access. It's CBS All Access. There's one package. It's CBS All Access.
CBS Kinda Access for $5 a month.
I'm on the CBS Occasional Access plan.